Hi, Justin.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh, really? I don't know who he is. Oh, God. Can you see, Mum?
I know, she's small.
And there's Andrew.
Prince Andrew. No, that was Princess of Holland.
Oh, okay. No, it's kind of just cool to see them as I go. Apologies for what probably seemed like a very random inclusion of the Queen, Kate, Wills, Phil, Charles, etc. I probably should explain why they were just in my blog. So I don't really agree with racing, horse racing and stuff like that. So I refuse to do things like go to Ascot and the races now. I used to go to those things before I was more, I don't know, aware and informed about these things. But anyway, past life and all that. But my mum, every year, her and her girlfriends go to this little place in Ascot. It's one of these little known things that only a few people know about, but there's a place within is it within the Windsor Great Park? I think so. Anyway, where you can have a picnic, basically, where the royal family change from their cars into their carriages to take them to Ascot. So it's kind of like a yearly tradition. I think my mum rather, has been going with her girlfriends. And it used to be my grandparents would go with her for a day out for about 15 years. So she knows all the security guards. She knows all like the not the ladies in waiting, but like the footmen and all that sort of stuff. And it's quite like a yearly tradition thing that my mum likes to enjoy. Obviously, I've been away for a few days. I used to live with my mum's here every day, so she asked if I'd come along with her, and I wanted to see her, so I went along yesterday. The weather was awful, so they didn't quite, usually they come and meet us and chat to people in the crowd. What's nice about it is there's a lot of like old people's homes, hospices, and people that are unwell, that their carers bring them to this, because it's quite a nice day out when the weather's a bit better, because everyone puts on an amazing spread, like picnic and stuff, the sun's shining, and they get to meet the royal family. So for those people, it's a really nice day out. Everyone's really in good spirits. It's just, yeah, feel good kind of event for those people. But yesterday it was very rainy, as I said, so they didn't come and, you know, meet people, but they gave us all lovely waves and stuff like that. And my goodness, Kate Middleton, she's one of those people that, yeah, in the paper and stuff, you're like, yeah, attractive woman, but in the flesh, she is just radiant, just so stunning. Like, her smile's like, ding, amazing. Even Wills, who looked very handsome in his outfit and had a lovely smile on. So anyway, that was a weird interruption to my day. In between my download washes, cleaning my DMs and, you know, all my blog work and stuff. So today I'm doing a bit of a clean first. As I said, when I came back from download, it was very apparent that the lady of the manor had been around to keep the flat in spick and span order. So I'm just going to tidy up a little bit, and then I've got a few blog articles to write, and then tonight, if the train strike doesn't completely ruin my plans, I'm going to a Toy Story 4 screening, which is very exciting. At the beginning of the year, Disney send over a list of all their screenings throughout the year that I then pick the ones that I'm particularly interested in. And this was one of the ones I was like, yes, definitely that one, please. So very excited to go to that today. I've got to also do all my invoices and expenses for download and send them over. I've got to return some things to Nobody's Child that didn't arrive in time for download, sadly. What else have I got to do? Oh yeah, Ed. Do you remember Ed? If you've watched my channel for a while, I used to work with him at Cheer Up Clothing. He was the head of Cheer Up Clothing alongside Matt Barnes, and then we worked together. You know, when I do some like styling work, he is overseeing that quite often now. He works a lot on adverts and things these days. So yeah, he's going to pop over, I think, and see the flat because he's not been here yet. And obviously he's another person I used to see every single day at work, and obviously lives go in different directions, but we both got new places, so I thought it'd be nice if he came over and saw mine today, even though it's just a quick pop-in. So yeah, it should be a nice day ahead actually. Oh, by the way, I've got a whole face of a new cruelty-free makeup brand I've never tried before. It's called Me Cosmetics. I'll put the at up. And actually very impressed with it so far. Like, this mascara is pretty good. It might even come close to rivaling my favourite, which is Too Faced Better Than Sex. But I'm going to try it for a few more days and just see how it feels on the eyes, because sometimes, even if it's like a good mascara in terms of how it makes the lashes look, sometimes it doesn't agree with your eyes. Perhaps it feels dry or itchy, or it starts crumbling later on in the day. So I want to give it a proper review before I come and say, buy it kids. Okay, I know this is gross, but I just want to show you the amount of hair and dust that collects on the bathroom floor in the space of me being away for 5 days. This is what happens when you go out with someone that's very hairy. Ugh. Good morning. Sorry, it's already about midday and I forgot to vlog. It's just been a bit full on actually. And I gave myself the first line I think I've had in this flat. It was only till about 9:30, but I've been getting up when Si gets up for work, which is about 6:45, so very much enjoyed just taking it a little bit easier this morning. So let's talk about Toy Story 4. I was a little bit worried, to be honest, because I thought that Toy Story 3 ended in quite like a powerful, cool way. I was like, how are they going to do this without it feel like they're just flogging something for the sake of, you know, earning more money? But it was... I just think they're geniuses, the people that do these films. Like, it was so clever. Every moment was just like so cute and clever and genius, and the graphics were so good. Loved it, basically, absolutely loved it. But I should have had faith because they haven't done a bad one yet. And yeah, just another cracking film really for the whole family. So this morning I've had a visit from Mum and Dad, a very brief one. They wanted, what did they drop off? Oh yeah, because we're looking after Rosie on the weekend, so just the kind of dog bowls and stuff that we usually have at the old family house when she comes to stay. And they took back their pepper grinder. I've been holding it hostage for quite a few weeks, and they were conveniently forgetting it whenever they popped over, but they've taken that now, so I do need to buy myself a pepper grinder. And then I got a letter saying you haven't paid your TV licence, so I was like, I'm sure I have, because I was made a point of being super organised about all that. Then I looked in my spam, and it was from the TV licence company that I had ordered the TV licence from, saying we weren't able to fulfil your order. A lot of customers were impacted and affected. Make sure you get a refund, blah, blah, blah. So I've had to be on the phone to NatWest today to try and put in a sort of like a claim to get a refund on that, because they obviously have my money but haven't given me the TV licence. And then I had to call the TV licence to actually buy a TV licence. Oh, adulting is just a wild ride, what can I tell you? But after all that excitement, I need some fresh air, and it stopped raining. So my friend Luke, the carpenter, is here now. So the process of making the shelves for the alcoves has started. Oh, you can hear it there. So we've got the dust sheets down here. And Luke is out here cutting the shelves. There he is. You're on the vlog.
Oh no, don't put me on it.
Oh no, he says. Don't do that. Good morning. I find it hard actually to remember to vlog because I'm doing it all on my home account on Insta stories, and then I forget I've got to kind of duplicate it every time. So today I've gotten up quite early again because I want to go as soon as it's 9 AM. I want to head to the hardware store. I want to get some wood stain for these shelves that went up yesterday. Just talk about these shelves first. So I looked into like getting some cool like reclaimed wood and you know, old sleepers and stuff like that, and it just wasn't that cost effective for me overall doing that, and then getting a carpenter in to kind of cut them and put them up. It wouldn't have saved me any money. So I've gone for very basic wood, and I'm just going to stain it so it looks a bit more expensive and kind of fits in with the room, because this would fit well in like a white room that has very pale furniture, but in here it doesn't really work. So about the shelves, so I'll show you a bit closer up. You can see underneath how they're attached to the wall. So Luke had a few issues. He said it's not as bad as a lot of flats he's been in, but because the walls aren't perfectly straight, so it's hard to get the shelves kind of flush on both sides. So what he's done is put this kind of, what do you call it? Let's call it a panel. That's not the word I was looking for. But this panel on the front, which acts as a disguise basically for where it's not quite flush on the wall for the rest of it. So from a distance, you wouldn't know that there's any issue with the walls or whatever. And we opted for the big one here for bigger books, and you know, if you wanted to put some artwork or whatever there, and then the smaller ones above for just normal sized kind of reading books. And because we wanted to make sure that we could still have the chair there, and this could be like a little reading corner. So I'm going to have a magazine rack on the wall, and I might have like a little hook so people can have their earphones there, so that could be a little chill little nook. It really is a nook. It's not really a space for that, but you got to do what you can in a small space, don't you? But so I'm going to go to the hardware store. I'm going to get the teak stain. At the moment, what I've been doing is just sanding down the surface, because by doing that, any sort of stain just clings a little bit better. So I've done the first two. I just need to do the last one, and then I'll wash it down so there's no like flakes or dusty bits on it before I add the wood stain. And then I think it's 3 coats of wood stain. You have to wait 4 hours in between coats, so I might be able to get a couple coats today and then do the last one tomorrow morning, hopefully. And then, hopefully, they'll be good to go and we can start styling them and stuff. I say we. I will start styling them because I'm the person that finds that fun, I'm sure, so I couldn't care less. But, yeah, so fun day. Some bargains I got on Facebook Marketplace. So this, you see how huge is this? This vase I got on Facebook Marketplace yesterday, because I've been looking for a vase big enough for my pampas grass, and this was £15, and the lady's saying she had two of these, one smaller and this one, and she got them from Portugal, and they're, you know, authentic artisan Portuguese pottery, and 15 quid, which I thought was incredible for that. And then in the charity shop, in my RSPCA, God, it's dark in here, charity shop, I got these cushions. I know Urban Outfitters sell these things, and they do like a day bed, that's this style. And I got these for £3 each. And I just thought, if I've got friends round and we're all kind of chatting in here, you know, some people can be on the sofa bed there, and then the rest can be sitting on these, and they're not going to get a numb bum. So I thought they'd be useful either way. And they go with the scheme, don't they? Oh, knees. Have I showed you the curtains yet? So we have these curtains now in the bedroom. They're grey, and they're from IKEA. I'm not completely sold on them yet, but I was really stuck as to what colour the curtains should be in here, and Si was adamant he wanted them to be blackout curtains, so you can't really go too pale if they're going to black out the sun, I'm guessing. But I think as long as I get an accent in here that kind of brings it all together, like maybe a throw that's grey, it might eventually kind of pull it all together. We'll see. Either way, they're serving a purpose at the moment, and I got this sheer one underneath just so the light can still come in the day, but I've got a little bit of privacy.